The Cheeseboy 628 Show, starring Cheeseboy 628.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy 628 here today, giving you another Theory Thursday. Now, what is today's Theory Thursday on? Well, this week has been requested that I actually do Dragonite. Now, you may be thinking, Dragonite? Why would you do Dragonite? It's always been an OU threat. But surprisingly enough, in the past many battles that I've been having on the OU ladder on Pokemon Showdown, I don't think I've seen it once recently. So what am I thinking about Dragonite? Well, despite its usage not being the highest, especially as you get higher in the ladder, I still think Dragonite is a very viable OU threat. Now without further ado, let's check out Dragonite's stats. Now, something really crazy about Dragonite, just looking at the stats alone, it's extremely versatile. It has a great move pool for it as well. You can run offensively, you can run a Specs set, you can run a Bandit set, heck, you could even run a Scarf set if you really feel like it. Base 80 is a decent speed. It also has some decent bulk for sure. Base 91 HP packed with a base 95 defense stat and base 100 SpDef stat is nothing to laugh at. Not to mention that it gets the ability multi-scale, so if it is at full health, any damage done to it for the first hit does half of what it would do normally. With this in mind, Dragonite can be a great wall as a great phaser even with Dragon Tail, or it could be a bulky Dragon Dance sweeper. Dragonite has also been well known to be used in conjunction with the new item weakness policy introduced in 6th gen, which, if hit by a super effective move, its attack and special attack both rise 2 stages. Dragonite can abuse this item so effectively because of multi-scale, and also cause some teams to be fearing actually going for a super effective move on Dragonite, so they'll have to find some other means of breaking its multi-scale. And if a Dragonite can effectively get up one Dragon Dance while taking one hit from a super effective move while holding weakness policy, it's practically a sweep from there. Now, like I was somewhat saying earlier, Dragonite does have some very notable stats. It is a pseudo-legendary with a BST of 600. Base 91 HP is nothing to laugh at, especially with a combination of base 95 defense and base 100 special defense. It has a base 80 speed stat, which is decent, but paired up with Dragon Dance, it's able to outspeed a couple of teams just at +2. It has a pretty decent base 100 special attack stat, which usually isn't used that very often, but it does have moves such as Hurricane and Fire Blast to abuse that special attack stat with. Now, its most amazing stat happens to be its base 134 attack stat, which truly is tremendous. After all, it is above base 120. It also has a wide variety of moves to use on its physical side, such as Dragon Claw, Outrage, Earthquake, Superpower, Fire Punch, and much more. Dragonite's access to extreme speed is also very useful, as it is +2 priority and base 80 power. Now, there is just one decent sized problem that does make Dragonite somewhat of a problem to be used, and that is its ice and rock weakness. Now, regarding rock, it's usually not a stone edge that takes out this monster, but stealth rock, as soon as it comes in, it loses its multi-scale, and unless you have leftovers or roost, there's no way that you're going to get back that multi-scale and that extra bulk that you really need if you want to try setting up and sweeping. Now, Dragonite does have a quad weakness to ice, so big threats such as a Mamoswine are able to hit it with some stab moves for some very hard hitting damage. Greninjas also tend to carry Ice Beam, and HP Ice is definitely well known to be used on a ton of pokes in the OU tier. Now, Mamoswine is certainly OU for a reason. It's a decent check to a ton of dragons out there, but is it really a check or even a counter to Dragonite? Now, the well-known staple to Mamoswine being Ice Shard does about 50% or so to Dragonite with its multi-scale up. Icicle Spear is very effective to use against a Dragonite, as once you break its multi-scale, you're going to KO it with the next hit, or even maybe one more if your Dragonite is that bulky. Now, you can run Icicle Spear, but it's also somewhat well known to carry Icicle Crash. Now, Icicle Crash is a little bit more than twice as powerful as Ice Shard, and when you see this calculation here with multi-scale, there's a decent chance, about a 43-44% chance, to OHKO a Dragonite Dragonite at full health, 4 HP EVs with multi-scale intact. That just shows how powerful Mamoswine is. Even without a Life Orb, it has a decent chance to knock it out. So Dragonite can be bulky, it has a great ability, but sometimes that quad ice weakness can just be too much for it to handle. So in conclusion, Dragonite has a great move pool and great stats to be very versatile, but unfortunately that rock weakness kind of harms its ability to abuse multi-scale, and that quad ice weakness can sometimes be too powerful for it. But with that all said, I hope you all enjoyed. Please suggest some more for next week, and thank you all for watching. Like, comment, sub it. Until later, peace.